Welcome back, travelers, to another Cooking with Stef video. In today's video, we're going to be making Mazamorra Morada, okay? If you have not seen my Chicha Morada video, then I definitely suggest that you go and watch that by going up here first, because you're going to need the Chicha Morada juice concentrate that we made there to make the Mazamorra Morada, right? Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Stef, and I love giving people travel advice and just talk about all things Peru, as I'm learning as well in my own journey, because I wasn't raised here. I was born here, but raised in the US, and I came back. Anyway, so yes, if you want travel advice, if you want to learn about fun cultural things, cultural shocks, food, etc., then definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. Now, for everyone wondering why I'm looking all crazy, listen, it's early in the morning. I got a bajillion things to do. I wanted to go shower, get dressed, and come back and, record this video. But I was like, you know what? It's just going to save me so much time to just record this little clip right now, leave the things on the kitchen, doing their thing, and then go shower and get dressed and get ready and come back and do the rest. So that's why we're here today, looking like this. Anyway, if you watch my Chicha Morada video, then basically I got this huge pitcher full of Chicha Morada concentrate, and I also got this little pot of Chicha Morada concentrate mixed with the anise estrella. Where is this? I threw in there a couple of these anise estrellas that I shared in that video just to see if there would be a difference in the flavor. I can already smell the difference in the drink. It has that anise flavor smell to it. So that's going to be interesting to try. I've never had that before. I'm not sure if I'm going to recommend it. You'll find out in these videos at some point. But anyway, I also explained how to make Chicha Morada in that other video, but I'm actually going to show you right now how to do that. Okay, this is just the concentrate. It doesn't have any sugar, any lemon, or anything like that, or lime. So you're just going to pour what you're going to consume that day into a little pitcher, or whatever size your pitcher is. I have filled my pitcher about this much, and the concentrate, I'm gonna leave it in the fridge to just preserve it and use it as I drink it throughout the week, okay? Because what happens is when you add the sugar and the lime to this to prepare the drink, it can spoil really fast, potentially. That's what a lot of people say. I don't know how long it takes before it spoils, but it'll be good by the next day. But to avoid having it all spoil prematurely, that's why we have the concentrate on the side, and then we just make Chicha Morada as we drink it. So I have a limon, and I'm gonna cut it in half and pour the juice into the pitcher. And now I'm gonna add sugar to taste, as much as whatever is your preference. All right, I think my Chicha Morada is ready for later, for when my aunt comes over to have lunch. I just brushed my teeth, so kind of the flavor feels funky in my mouth, but I think it's good. So this is how you make Chicha Morada, and now we can move on to the Mazamorra Morada recipe. So I forgot to tell you guys that from the Chicha Morada concentrate, I also got this pot, and I filled it up to about here. Hold on a second. Maybe just 2 inches under the rim, and that is also additional concentrate that I got. So I got the pitcher, I got the small pot, and I got this pot of Chicha Morada concentrate. Okay, so this is what we're going to use to make our Mazamorra Morada. Okay, you're going to fill this pot, and I didn't fill it up all the way because I'm going to put these peaches in here in addition to some prunes as well, and let it cook so that it can really extract the flavors of these fruits and just add even more flavor to the juice that we're going to use to make our Mazamorra Morada. I'm first going to peel the skin off of these peaches and then dump them in here, and then I'm just going to dump my prunes in here as well. Typically, I use 6 small peaches just to give it an additional boost of flavor. My grandma, when she originally taught me this recipe, she said I needed to find huesillo, but I don't know what huesillo is. I have tried looking for it in the market, asking for it. Nobody knows what the hell huesillo is, so I don't know if they don't make it anymore or if it goes by another name now. So I just ended up replacing whatever her huesillo originally was with these peaches and the prunes, and every time I make it, it turns out really, really good. So this is what I suggest. And yeah, I typically use 6 small little peaches, but I didn't find them and I just found these bigger peaches. And I only got 3 because Lord have mercy, these peaches are 10 soles a kilo and I'm like, oh my goodness, no thank you. So now my peeled peaches are going into my pot. And I had about half a bag of these prunes. This was 200 grams, so I used about 100 grams last time. I counted them and there's 11 here, so about anywhere from like maybe 12 to 16 depending on how much you want to throw in there and how big your prunes are. These are kind of like small prunes, so if I had more I'd probably throw a few more in there. I am back. I had this on high heat while I was in the kitchen, so it was like on high heat for maybe 30 minutes or so. Actually, that's what ended up happening. Because it's been turned off for about 30 minutes or so since I've been doing other things, I'm gonna turn it back on so that it can start boiling again. And now we're just gonna do the final part of this whole tutorial. Okay. I counted 10 spoons and I stirred it around for a little bit and now it's just doing its thing. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a bag of camotina or harina de camote, which is sweet potato flour, okay? This is what I got last time I made this for Mother's Day for my grandma. I still had some left over and I didn't want to buy any more. So this should be enough. And you're also going to get a bag of chuño, which is potato cornstarch, is what it says here. It says fécula de papa, potato cornstarch. Each of these bags has 180 grams. Last time I used this, I used about half of each one in order to make a pot this size of Mazamorra Morada. So I'm gonna do the same thing as well. And first I'm gonna put it into a container and just throw it in here. I probably won't use all of it right away. I'll leave a little bit behind just in case, but most of it I will throw in here. Ooh, it's all over my hands. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna add water, room temperature water, to your bowl, okay? Because if you add this directly to the pot right now when the liquid is hot, it's gonna clump and you're gonna be screwed because there's no coming back from that. I learned this. You basically have to stir this around with some water until it totally dissolves and it has 0 clumps, okay? Here I am stirring it in this Tupperware. Making sure I got all of it and it's not sticking to the corners. All right, this is the important part. I am going to slowly add this mixture, that looks like milk now, into this pot. And I'm gonna stir it around slowly, pouring the mixture in and stirring it around. And it's gonna gradually thicken. Let me go wash my hands. All right, here we go. This is why you should not fill this up all the way to the top because you're gonna be adding more liquid to it anyway through this mixture. And you just keep stirring. See, it's starting to thicken. I'm gonna add the rest. I'm gonna make some more of the mixture of the chuño and the harina de camote to add to this because it's still not the consistency that it needs to be. So I'm gonna pour in the rest. While I was busy making a little bit more of this mixture, I left the pot on low heat just because I didn't want it to get out of control while I was busy making this calmly. The consistency of the mazamorra is okay, it's thick, but it's not thick enough. This is based on everyone's preference, but I don't like watery mazamorra. I like the nice medium thick consistency, not too thick either because I don't like that. Then it's not really mazamorra, it's kind of like jello. Here I go. You got to stir it around so that it doesn't stick to the bottom, and you just again add it a little bit at a time. Just slowly pour it in there and mix it in. And you don't add too much water to the potato starch, sweet potato starch stuff. You just add enough to be able to blend it and get it in here. So maybe in total you'll need like 1.5 cups of water to blend the whole thing together. You gotta blend it in slowly in order to avoid getting clumps as well. Because once this white stuff hits the pot with all this heat, it just starts clumping up or becoming thicker. Now it's thick enough to where when I'm stirring it, it's kind of hurting my hand because there's more resistance there. These little things are the fruits and stuff that are inside of the pot. They're breaking down. All right, I guess they got a little too cooked. They were sitting here for a while because I was busy doing other things, but it don't matter. And I think it's ready. I think it's the consistency that I like, which is thick but not too thick. And as this cools down anyway, it's gonna thicken some more. I think this is the perfect consistency right now for me. I've turned off the stove because once it thickens to what you want it to be, you need to turn it off. There's no point in continuing to cook it. You're just gonna burn it and mess it up, and it's gonna stick to the bottom of the pot, okay? So now I wanna try the sweetness of it just to make sure it's sweet, because if not, then now's the time to fix it and add a little bit more sugar and move it around while it's still hot. So I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm holding this away from the pot for a while so it just cools down and it doesn't burn my hand when I put it on my hand to try. I think the sweetness of this is perfect for me. So I use 10 of these kinds of spoons. The sweetness of the prunes and the peaches also added more sweetness to it, or sugar. So for me, this is perfect now. As you can see, with the additional water from the blend of the starches and stuff, it went from being a little bit down here to now like rising up to here, which is a good amount of mazamorra. This is going to last you for a few days depending on how much you eat. It's good to go, and I'm really excited about sharing this with my aunt today. All right, guys, one last thing is that when you serve mazamorra morada, usually you will, put it in a cup or some kind of bowl or something, and then you sprinkle a little bit of ground cinnamon on top, and then you serve it and you enjoy it that way. Okay, some other things that I want to suggest in case this interests you is you can also add raisins to your mazamorra if you want. I just don't really do that myself, but you can add raisins to your mazamorra just like I did with the prunes. Then you can also maybe experiment with different sugar alternatives in case you don't like using processed sugar of any kind. So you could potentially use panela here that we have in Peru. Panela is like natural sugar from sugarcane before it's like super processed into white or brown sugar here in Peru. This is brown sugar in Peru, azúcar rubia, but I don't believe it's natural sugar. I believe it's like white sugar with some coloring or something on it to make it look healthier. Panela is the real like natural brown sugar here, and it has a darker color and it's a lighter flavor. This is still very sweet, but it's not as sweet as the white sugar, okay? But it's still sweet. Panela has a very light sweet flavor compared to these other regular sugars, white sugar and azúcar rubia. But I don't have any right now to show you, but it says panela. It has a different flavor as well, so it might change the flavor of your mazamorra. So I would suggest you maybe try making it the regular way and then experiment with panela to see if that suits you more and how the mazamorra tastes like when you're using panela instead of the other sugars. Another alternative that you can do is potentially use dates, especially dates from like the Middle East. When I was living in Europe, like they sold these really gooey, delicious, super sweet dates. It was literally like nature's natural sugar. And I would use them a lot to make a lot of different vegan desserts and stuff. So you could potentially use those dates or any other really sweet dates that you have available to you, soak them overnight, blend them in a blender with some water to really make a kind of like date sugar water, I guess, and then maybe add it to your pot and see how that sweetens your mazamorra. I've never thought of trying that for myself, but it came to me as I was thinking of alternatives for those of you who maybe have to take care of your diets a little bit more or you're more health conscious. That's another alternative. And Mazamorra Morada is something that we like to eat a lot during the winter, especially because it's colder and this is a really nice hot dessert. You will find Mazamorra Morada sold at the food carts on the streets at any point in the year though. So if you want to taste this, I'm sure you'll be able to find a food cart at some point where you can have some Mazamorra Morada. It's sometimes often served with arroz con leche, which is like rice pudding that we make here in Peru as well. They also make it in Mexico, and I'm sure they make it in a lot of other places. I never liked arroz con leche because you already know. I always hated milk anyway. I hated milk. Even before I stopped eating meat and all this other stuff. I just only used to eat cheese on pizza and have milk and ice cream, and that was it. Like, I hated arroz con leche. Sometimes you'll find Mazamorra Morada served with arroz con leche. So when you go to the little food carts on the streets, they'll typically sell both, and they'll ask you if you just want only mazamorra or arroz con leche or combinado, which is, half and half of both. So you can try both, right? If you guys want me to do a video of arroz con leche at some point, let me know in the comments below, and I could do a vegan version of that, I guess. But I've never done it just because, I don't know, I hate the smell of milk and I just have bad memories. associated with that dish. And that's basically it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, as that really helps me with my channel and in reaching other people. I don't know why this little light keeps like glaring over here, but anyway, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you enjoy my content, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also hit the little bell notification button and change your settings to all so that you always get notified of all my videos. Apparently people are not getting notified that I'm uploading videos even though they are subscribed, so you have to willingly let YouTube know you want to see my videos by going to the bell and hitting all. Drop a comment down below for me letting me know if you enjoy mazamorra, if you've tried it before, if you're gonna try out this recipe, if you understood my directions. I'm just winging it. These are not official recipe videos, so I'm just doing my thing here and just sharing the process. I bet y'all didn't know your girl Stef can cook, but I can cook, y'all. I'm a really good cook. As I said, I think in my video on the green spaghetti recipe, I'll link it up here if you haven't seen it yet. I'll probably create a playlist at some point on my channel for you to go through all these videos that I've made around food. But I inherited my grandma's cooking abilities. A lot of us in my family have. So we're really good cooks, and I usually cook pretty well. On occasion, I sometimes burn things. It's very rare, but my food is usually really good, really well seasoned, even though it don't got no meat. And yeah, I'm a catch, y'all. I'm a catch. All right, to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok as Evolving with Stef. I'll drop the links to my social media in the description of this video. And as always, stay curious, keep exploring, keep traveling, keep trying new things, okay? Keep doing new things. Put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.